What's good, YouTube? It's Mr. Cashflow back today with another video, and today I'll be showing you how to build an 800 credit score CPN. I'll be showing you step by step how you can build a CPN and how you can go add trade lines so you can get approved for vehicles, credit cards, apartments, and you can even start your own approval company. Here are a few things that you can do with your CPN. The most common I see are getting cars, getting apartments, new homes, credit cards. Today I'll be showing you how you can legally build a CPN so that you can go get access to credit even if you have bad credit right now. Alright, so let's get into it. This is the website that you go to in order to create your CPN. This is called Steve Morse SSN. So what you're going to do, pay attention to this state and year decoder. If you're doing this for a client, enter the year that they were born and the city that they're making their CPN. If this is for you, then just add your birthday and wait for it to populate. I see so many people in my comment section having issues with this part right here. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to take this number right here. Look in the box under here and try to find where your number is. So 416 is in Alabama, right? So what you're going to do is take this number and go to this site right here. SSN Validator no longer works, but this is a site that you can go to. So you're going to copy 41651. Alright. And then you're going to generate your last four. So let's do, for instance, let's do this. Now, normally, if you enter this number in, it's going to give you a number that's already verified. See, this says it's already in Alabama. And some of you will spend hours and hours and hours just trying to make another CPN by randomizing the 4 digits. The reason why this doesn't work is because these numbers were already issued. So what you have to do is create a number that's not issued. So go back to this chart and look here. It says 416 and up here you're at 416. So what you're going to do is change this to a number that's separate from 416. So what you might do is, for example, I might do something like this. 814, and I would change the 5 to a 9, and then I could even use the same last 4, and it should generate me a number that says it has not issued. This is your CPN number, and you're going to have a note. So get a note. Get a note and copy it down. You're going to have something that looks like first, last, date of birth, address, phone, email, income, work history, or work job, actually, whatever you all call that shit. So yeah, this is the information that you're going to want to put on your form. And every single time you go to an application, so let's say for instance you were going to do an application at Amex, it's going to ask you this information. This is the information that you want to make sure that you have the same. Use these boxes and make your own form. Make a Google Doc or a Jot form so that you can just send the file out to everybody. It'll be so simple. Normally, just doing this alone is good enough. But what you want to do is you really want to make sure that nobody else has that social. So what you're going to do is go to Coast Trade Lines, and this is another way to skip trace your CPN. It costs $20 per CPN number, and this is something that you can use as a skip tracing service so that you can verify if the CPN number has been used by anybody or not. So whenever making a CPN, the goal is to not ever use a CPN that has been issued to somebody else. You do not want to do that. Never do that. Oh, and another thing I want to tell y'all is whenever you're making your profile, you want to keep the same first name, last name, and date of birth, but you want to change the address, phone number, and email that you have. And make sure your job and everything else is different. The only thing you want to keep the same is your first name, last name, and your date of birth, because that will always be the same on your ID. The next thing you want to do is something called try merging your CPN. And this is the process of getting your information within all 3 credit bureaus. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. This is exactly how they get your credit reports. We're going to do a pre-qualification application at multiple different credit card lenders to see if we get approved or not. The goal here is not to get approved. All you are doing is submitting your information to the credit bureaus so that you can get access to your Credit Karma. Do the full application over and over and over again, you will get hard pulled each single time, and that is not what you want. By the time you get in your Credit Karma, if you do it that way, you will have about 8 or 10 inquiries. Your credit profile will be pretty much useless. What you want to do is only do pre-qualification applications that do a soft pull, and then do one hard pull at the end so that you can get into Credit Karma with only one hard pull on your credit report. Here are 5 sites that you can use to try merge your CPN, and that's American Express, Discover, Capital One, Care Credit, and then the one hard pull I do is normally the Chase Freedom Card. But this is not all you should do. You need to do more public records. The more public records you do, the better chance you have of getting your credit report and being able to add trade lines and not having an issue at all. Most people go in here and they type all of these public records in. They go to all of these airline sites and food sites and reward sites. Yes, you can do that, but that's the old way of doing things. That will cost you hella time, hella hours of you trying to go in here and type. Now what we do is we use our money to give us leverage so we can buy our time back. So if you want to get rich, you have to separate your time from the amount of money that you make. You have to use your money to make you more money. So what we do is we spend money for our public records bot, and then it pumps out public records for us. And now what we can do is just focus our time on either creating more CPNs or delegating or managing different things within our business so we don't have to focus on each aspect. If you need access to our public records bot, it is $100, and you can get that from messaging me on Instagram or Telegram. If you still want to do it manually, here are a few sites that you can use to add public records to your CPN. So there are different setups and different plays based off of what you want to get approved for. If you want to go get approved for a $50,000 credit card, you will have to add multiple primary trade lines on top of authorized user trade in order to get approved. But if you want to go get an auto loan, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is add 3 or 4 authorized user trade lines. There's primary trade lines and there's authorized user trade lines. You can add primary trade lines to give you strength so you look good for the banks. But if you want a car and it's your first time buying a car and your credit score is at 800, you have 4 authorized user trade lines, you will get approved. If you want to go get high limit credit cards, you will need to add multiple primary trade lines. One trade line that I recommend is called Ava Finance. This is the first trade line that you can add to your credit profile to start building primary history. This trade line will give you a $2,500 limit, and you can use this to build your credit. So boom, if you need authorized user trade lines or if you need help with getting primary trade lines, message me on Telegram or Instagram. If you want a more in-depth tutorial or you need help with building your CPN, you can always message me on Instagram, or you can go to the link in the bio and you can get our CPN Mentorship Class. Right now, the class is only at $444. It is normally at $1,000, but we are doing a special deal for the next 5 people who join our CPN Mentorship Class. This class, I will be teaching you how to create a CPN number from scratch. I will be giving you all the sauce that you need in order to get approved with your CPN. I will also be giving you access to all of my vendors and anybody that you need access to in order to get approved.